What up YouTube, Doom NYC here with Deck of the Month for February. This Deck of the Month is going to be Fish OTK. It's a really good deck, this format, and I just wanted to show you guys the build that I've been playtesting. So yeah, let's get started. First off, we got this guy. This is pretty much your basic win condition for the deck. 3 Super Ancient Deep Sea King. For those of you that don't know about this deck, he's actually pretty easy to summon, even though he requires 2 tributes. But you'd be surprised, it's really easy to get him on the field, and yeah, his effect is what swarms the field. This is pretty much what you need to win. So then we run double Light and Darkness Dragon. So you can already see that we won 5 monsters that require 2 tributes. So that's to tell you how easy it is to get your 2 tributes with this deck. Alright, Light and Darkness is just to stall out your opponent, make them waste their cards, you know, stuff like that. Play 1 Gores, obvious, you know, not so much for the beat stick on the field, but really for the 2 tokens, so that if they can't kill them, you just, you know, tribute them off the next turn. It's really good. Alright, then we get into the smaller monsters. We got 2 Snowman Eater. Just to stall for a turn, just, you know, set, flip, you destroy 1 monster, and then it's still there when you have your next turn. So that's good. Then we got 3 Swap Frog. This is like a must-have first turn. Use this guy to put your tree bonds in the grave, and then you can bring it back to your hand if you want to set this guy. So we play 3 Dupe Frog, and Dupe Frog's really good in the deck, not only because it stalls out with 2000, but it also searches your Swap Frog. So you set this, you search Swap Frog, you know, and then if you have Swap Frog and this, you can ditch this to special summon the Swap Frog. So special summoning works really good. That's why Swap Frog is so good right now. Alright, we get into the fish aspect of the deck. So we run 3 Oyster Meisters, and you have to run this. It's level 3, and it works extremely well with this deck when it combos, because when this guy gets sent to the graveyard for any reason other than battle, you get an Oyster token, which is a level 1 token, and that works really good. And there's really good combos in the deck. I'll show you guys at the end of the video. 3 Fishborg Blaster, gotta run this. This card's really good in the deck. This is your main tuner, and being that all your monsters are water type except for Gores and Light and Darkness Dragon, this guy is really good. You can use it to swing pretty much for anything, so that's a really good card. Of course, we're gonna run 2 Treeborn Frogs. You gotta run this in the deck. That's just a must. 1 Ronin Totem. And this is good for like your Dupe Frogs and your Swap Frogs in the grave that you have no use for. You can just remove 1, bring this guy, have a Treeborn come back. Automatic, you know, it's pretty automatic. So that's a really good card. Okay. Now we go into the draw power. So we're gonna play 3 Moray of Greed. And you know, this is just basic draw. You put 2 water types back, you draw 3. 1 Pot of Duality. You're supposed to run 3 Pot of Duality in this deck, but I don't have 3 Pot of Duality, so I'm gonna just use 1, and I subbed in 2 cards mainly for defense. So yeah, you gotta run that because that's really good. The deck does special summon a lot. I mean, especially with Treeborn Frog and stuff. So you know, it's a give and take with that card. You run 2 Gold Sark, and this is important because you use this. If you get this first turn, it's really good. You use this to get Super Ancient Deep Sea King, and 2 turns later you get it, and by then you should probably have your combos set up and ready to go. We play 3 Enemy Controller. You gotta play this card. This card's really good. You know how it works. Standby phase. Use this with your Treeborn Frog. You take their monster, and then Treeborn comes back. So you have 2 tributes right there. Staples, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, and let's see. We got 2 MSTs, more back row. We got a Cold Wave, True Nade, and a Cold Wave. And these 2 cards are really important because of when you're ready to make your big play, you gotta have one of these two, because you gotta make sure their field is clear. That's why you run a lot of back row protection. Now the two cards I subbed in for the other two potted dualities is Nobleman of Extermination, because this card can actually, get rid of solemn warnings and stuff like that. So I've been using this. It works, works pretty good so far. And one of my body's a shield. And this is just for like bottomless plays, or whenever you don't have something to clear the back row. But you should always, if you have Gold Sark and you already have like Ancient Deep Sea King in your hand, then you should probably put away Cold Wave or Giant Trunade. So alright, so that's the main deck. Okay, 40 cards. Side deck: Cyber Dragon, Double Effect Veiler, Crow, Double Book, you might need it, Nobleman, Mind Control, 2 Warrior Eliminations, Double Solemn Warning, Divine Wrath, and Starlight Road. Divine Wrath being really important, because you can't do your OTK if they have Effect Veiler. You'll discard a card and they'll just use it on Super Ancient Deep Sea King. So that's why Divine Wrath could help you out, especially if someone's playing 2 or 3 Veilers. Alright, Synchro. It's extra deck. 3 Formula Synchron. This card's a must. You have to play 3. You can't play anything less than 3. So you gotta play that. Double Armory Arm. You sync for this a lot, so you need to have 2 of those. Catastor. Sea Dragon. This is part of the OTK. You're gonna get this guy, and he won't have 2300 attack. He'll have 3000. So that's really good. Goyo. Bryonic, again, another part, a key component. Bryonic can be really good. Black Rose, Gunyer, and there's been times with Gunyer on the field where you don't need, much anything else except for him, because you can just discard 2 cards that you need in the graveyard anyway to blow up 2 that they have on the field. So it's really good. Colossal, he's just there just in case, because you do play Double Armory Arm. 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Mistworm, and 1 Shooting Star. And the reason why I play Shooting Star is because you can get him out, although that would not be your first choice, because you really do want to do the OTK. So basically, this is how it's gonna work. After you Cold Wave or you Trunade and you clear that back row, you're gonna tribute for this guy, right? Super Ancient Deep Sea King. And then once you tribute for him, you're going to use his effect, you're going to discard a card to the graveyard, right? And then you're going to summon fish monsters from your deck to the field. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to summon 2 Oystermeisters and 2 Fishborg Blasters. Okay. Now you're going to sync the first Fishborg with the first Oystermeister, and that's going to get you Armory Arm. And with Oystermeister going for a Synchro Summon, you're going to get a token, okay? So then you're going to sync the token with the other Fishborg Blaster to get Formula Synchron. You're going to draw a card, right? Now at this point, what you're going to do is the card that you just drew, you're going to discard it to bring Fishborg back to the field, okay? Then you're gonna sync for Formula Synchron with Oystermeister, and you're gonna get Sea Dragon, right? And then you're gonna get another token Oystermeister. Then you're gonna sync Fishborg with the token, get another Formula Synchron, draw a card, sync with Formula for Armory Arm, sync with Formula and Armory Arm, get Bryonic. And because a level 3 or lower, which was Formula Synchron, went to the graveyard while this guy was on the field, his attack goes to 3000. So 3000 plus 28 plus 23 equals 81. And that's pretty much you're going to attack for game. Any cards you have left in your hand, you're going to use Bryonic's effect to discard those cards to make sure their field is clear, and then just attack for game. So that's pretty much the main way the deck works. You'd be surprised. Once you get this guy on the field, pretty much that combo is automatic, and I've done it a few times, and I know that it's really good. So yeah, that's the deck. Fish OTK. I hope you guys like it. this is deck of the month for February 2011. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and if you have any comments, any questions, just write down there, let me know. And yeah, that's about it. Until next time, YouTube, peace.